Time for me to make a countdown video that I've done on two separate occasions, and now it's time for another one. The top 5 best and worst South Park characters, the remake. And I know I did this before, twice, but opinions have changed as the years go by, and I think it's time for me to give another top 5 best and worst South Park characters. And the rules are the same as always. First one is no celebrities or one-time characters. Second is we're going to start from 5 all the way to 1. We're going to start at 5th best, 5th worst, 4th best, 4th worst, and so on until we get to each number 1. And of course, this is my opinion, so don't get offended if you disagree with me. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get started. 5th best, Chef. The man, the myth, the legend. Chef is easily one of the most likable characters in the South Park universe, and there's a good reason why. One, he's absolutely hilarious with his songs, and second is that he's a really great role model for the 4 boys, which is a good reason why he is one of the most likable characters in the series. I feel like every song Chef sings is just really memorable and catchy. Even though Chef's character unfortunately was killed off in the 2000s, he was still a really memorable character for many years. And he deserves to be on the best list. 5th worst, Shelly. Oh boy. Look, I know Trey Parker and Matt Stone do their best to make her as dislikable as possible, but there's nothing great about her. Like, at all. Her entire character is to be an absolute nuisance and hate on her little brother Stan. And it's just really not fun to watch. And that's why she really gets on my nerves. Like she's really annoying. She is such an unlikable sibling that Angelica would be jealous. And I would confidently say that Shelly is the 5th worst character in all of South Park. 4th best, PC Principal. This guy is hilarious. PC Principal was so hated when he was introduced in 2015, but for me, I think he's hilarious. He will ruthlessly assault anybody who uses microaggressions, and that one scene where he beats up Eric Cartman was hilarious and satisfying if you hate Cartman, like me. But in all seriousness, PC Principal has proven that he can be more than just a PC figure that is just looking for a microaggression or someone to do something wrong. He is proven to be a loving husband for a strong woman and the 3 kids that he has, which are the PC babies. And of course, I'm not going to sing the song, but you get the point. Overall, PC Principal is absolutely hilarious, way better than Principal Victoria, and he is an absolute badass. 4th worst, Sheila. In my original best and worst South Park characters list, I put Sheila at number 2, but as the years go by, I don't think she's as bad as I originally thought, but she is still bad. I feel like Sheila has been such a bad apple since the beginning of time. A couple of episodes have proven that she's absolutely insufferable to deal with, and especially in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, where she portrays herself as the villain in the movie outside of Satan and Saddam, where she decides to go to war with Canada, having thousands of people lose their lives in the process, and she doesn't show any remorse for it. And when things go sell for her, she decides to pull the victim card and becomes quiet and say that everything was just a little overreaction. But even everybody is done with her BS. And let's not forget, she is certainly quick to jump the gun when it comes to that one parent that just loves to jump right into conclusions without even asking any questions. And that's what she did in earlier seasons. And this is why I think Sheila is very, very unlikable. But here's the question. Is she the most unlikable Broflovsky in the entire family? No, but we'll get to that certain someone later. On to the next one. Third best, Mr. Garrison. Mr. Garrison is one of the most hilarious characters in all of South Park, if not the funniest character in South Park. Because ever since the beginning, Mr. Garrison has been incredibly enjoyable to watch. Mr. Garrison was at his best when he was running for president in 2016. His moments with Caitlyn Jenner was just absolutely hilarious. There was the arguments with Hillary Clinton, and of course, when he was trying to convince everyone that he shouldn't be president. That was gold. And here is another thing. Mr. Garrison is homosexual. That does not even bother me because that leads to a lot of really funny jokes. Overall, Mr. Garrison is a really funny character when he is on the spotlight, and he deserves the bronze medal of being the best South Park character. Third worst, Gerald. If you thought Sheila was unlikable, wait until you meet her husband, Gerald Broflovsky. He is worse than Sheila, and there's a lot of points to prove that he is. The first was in the episode Smuggler, where he gets a hybrid, and he starts showing it off and saying things every single time when he's done talking to someone. And because he is so entitled to how awesome he is for having a hybrid, he then decides to write people tickets, which isn't legal, by the way, because he is not a cop. But the moment that put Gerald on my worst list was for one reason: the trolling fiasco. He has trolled a lot of women on social media that one of them decides to take their own lives. And once, when the news broke out, he decides to play the victim and saying that it was all just for jokes. Well, it's too late for that, Gerald. Anyways, I'm going to calm down a little bit because he already raised my blood pressure for the millionth time this week. But moral of the story, Gerald, you are the worst. And you deserve the bronze medal of being a bad, bad man. Second best, Wendy, a.k.a. my original number one. For the longest time, I have argued that Wendy is the most underrated side character in South Park. And even to this day, I still think Wendy is one of my favorite characters. I've already made millions of points why I think Wendy is my favorite character until now. But I'm going to explain it again. April Stewart and Mary Kay Begman absolutely nailed the role for Wendy. And to top it all off, Wendy has one of the most iconic episodes on her resume, most notably Breast Cancer Show Ever and The List, where she was the best character in both of those episodes. And I know Wendy has an on and off relationship with Stan, but when the episode revolves around those two, those episodes are actually really good. Wendy Testenberger was my favorite South Park character for many years, until someone stole her spot. Now, for my second worst, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but honestly, I don't care. Second worst is Cartman. Cartman is a really annoying tub of lard. I actually get a ton of hate for not liking Cartman, and I just don't see any point as to why I should like this guy. He's incredibly offensive, he's incredibly unlikable, and his fans are the reason why I absolutely hate him. His fans do nothing but tear down other South Park characters to give him all the credit. And if a South Park fan that worships this fat 10-year-old sees any criticism of Cartman, they will start ruthlessly harassing them and calling them a hater for not liking Cartman. And the fact that so many people back then called me a hater for not liking Cartman proves my point. Most of the Cartman fans imitate Cartman, and it's really, really annoying. And I'm so sorry that I don't like a guy who makes fun of the mentally disabled and worships the worst dictator in all of history. The reason why I don't like Cartman is the same reason I don't like Pete or Griffin. Because they are basically the same and equal in terms of quality. They are both incredibly ruthless, they don't care about anybody but themselves, and they have the worst sense of humor of all time. For over 20 years, this fat 10-year-old has been getting all of the credit why South Park is as popular as it is now. I could personally go on and on why I don't like Eric Cartman, but if I do that, we'd be here all day. And to that, I will happily give Cartman the silver medal of being the worst character. Now, before we get to each number one, time for some honorable and dishonorable mentions. First, the honorable mentions. Kyle, Stan, and Kenny. These characters are good, but they're not great. Randy is absolutely hilarious, but ever since buying the farm, his character hasn't been good as he once was. Tolkien and Nicole are really underrated characters. It's just such a shame that they haven't been in the spotlight more often. The Shitty Walk guy was on my previous top 5 best list, and then PC Principal took his spot. Dr. Doctor is basically the South Park version of Dr. Hartman. A doctor who is really terrible at his job, but really, really funny. And finally, Mr. Mackey. I used to hate Mr. Mackey, but after time has passed, I now have changed opinions on Mr. Mackey. I think he's funny. And now, on to the dishonorable mentions. The Goth Kids are really, really annoying, and they're popular for some reason, and I really don't understand it. Craig and Bebe. These two can be a hit or a miss, but they're mostly bad. Kyle's cousin. Every single time this guy speaks, I just want to throw myself off a bridge. Heidi's character was good, and then Cartman ruined her. Tally. He has one unfunny joke, and that is his entire personality. And finally, Red. I used to like Red, and then the Labubu episode came out, and now I hate her. But anyways, on to each number one. And on to the first best, my new number one is the one, the only, Butters. He is my new number one. Leopold Butterscotch, in my eyes, is the best South Park character. Because he has a lot of iconic moments. He is very, very funny. And he makes every episode legendary. The most innocent South Park character is my number one best. And he rightfully deserves the gold medal for the best. And if you don't like Butters, then you are a miserable person and you could kindly go to hell. And now, on to the worst. Linda and Steven Stotch. These two are the worst. If these two were in the real world, they would be in jail. Not only are they the worst parents in probably of all time, they also are terrible people, period. Because in the episode, Butters' very own episode, Butters found out Steven's terrible secret, and he tells Linda, and Linda decides to try to kill her own child, and Linda and Steven try to act like the victim and cover the whole thing up. Yeah, that's really terrible for Linda and Steven. And let's not forget, these two, Ground Butters, the most lovable character in South Park, for the dumbest reasons ever. I could go on all day on why I hate these two, but they deserve the gold medal for the worst South Park characters. Congratulations, Linda and Steven. But anyways, thank you all for watching the top 5 best and worst South Park characters, the remake. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more South Park Countdown videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.